I want to talk with you a little bit about what happens when the circle becomes stagnant, or maybe why it's becoming stagnant, or another approach that we can have if this is something that happens. And first of all, I just want to talk about abundance a little bit, changing it, integration, all of that. So we come into the circle because we want the opportunity to have more abundance in our lives. Maybe it's just for the sake of having more abundance. Maybe it's for working on a project or projects or traveling or studies, whatever it is. It's all something that we want, and it's all something that, why not? It's not wrong to have it. But there becomes this thing with the circle that I've noticed in some, is that depending on the way that people can be invited in, it can be a little misleading. As, it's this really easy chance and opportunity to just create abundance, and you don't really have to do a whole lot. You just send a couple messages, and you meet people, and they're all really great, good energy people, and blah, blah, blah. And not that that's not true. And there is this really beautiful aspect inside to the circle. And that is where you do get to meet people from all over the world. And opportunities may open up, maybe for collaboration or friendships or business opportunities, travel opportunities, who knows. But there's this whole other side of the circle that I think is really important to just acknowledge from the get-go, because if we just pitch it as this really great thing, then what happens when people come in and it becomes challenging? And to me, that's actually what the circle is about. It's about this integration process of, we all want something more. We all want more abundance. And even if someone doesn't have a block towards abundance, there's guarantee, and I think that we all do, right? Or else we wouldn't be in the circle anyway. We would just have just endless amounts of abundance and everything in our life of not wanting more. And the thing is that we have it, and that's totally okay to acknowledge. I think what's not okay is to pretend that we don't, and to just hide that and act like everything's all smooth and easy going when it's not. We're only really touching a layer of the surface when this is a really powerful opportunity to go deep. And what I mean by going deep is we're taking something of where we're at and what we want, and we're going through the process of getting there. And the process isn't always easy, and most of the time it's not. It's challenging. It takes, we hit blocks. We get caught in our own fears. We get caught in our own blocks, our own challenges. And for an example, right, we all want to live in this new world, but we don't just wake up and arrive there. We get there through processes of integration. And this circle is that process. This circle is us encouraging each other and ourselves to really talk about what this process is, how it's playing out in our lives. We're supporting each other to overcome it, and realizing that the moments of difficulty are the moments that we should really be acknowledging and going deep the most, not just ignoring it or hoping that it will go away. It's like when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And this is an opportunity for us to really overcome those blocks and integrate the challenges that show up for us to have more abundance. And so it's about shifting it. It's about when the energy gets stagnant or the energy gets low, how do we shift that? Because these are tools that will be applicable to any and all aspects in our life. Because we need to learn how it is to really believe in ourselves and support one another and lift someone up when they're down, and how to keep that motivation going strong when it's needed the most. And so when it's needed the most, how can we shift it? That's often when it's hardest to do, right? And so that's when maybe we do need to have group meditations of really taking that feeling of lack and trying to maybe understand where it's coming from, or try to shift it through a process and coming together and envisioning people wanting to be a part of this process, of people wanting to be a part of these circles, of attracting that versus needing to find. And it's acknowledging that there are hardships and difficulties, but it's times like these when we can actually collaborate and work well with each other and try and support the whole circle, which means inviting in the whole time and not just feeling like, oh, I have to get 2 people in, and like this pressure to get 2 people in and then stopping when 2 people are in. But what if we didn't look at it that way? What if we looked at it as like this constant opportunity to bring people into it who are willing to open up and talk about and go through this process of changing abundance and blocks in their lives? And that's where I feel this circle really can hold a lot of power, or where it can really hold a lot of discomfort. So sometimes we need to look at that discomfort and say, well, what is this and where is it coming from and how can I change that? And that's what the support is there for. And really realizing that there are times we won't believe in it. There are times that we are going to lose faith. There are times, and that happens everywhere in our life. It's how we operate through those times determines the outcome. And we do move up in levels, and we are shown with different responsibilities, because we all want rights, or we all want abundance, or we all want more of whatever, but we don't want the responsibility that comes with it. So really realizing that, yeah, as you move up, there is more responsibility, and what it means to really be the elder, what it means to be the water. And so I wouldn't necessarily, when even inviting people into this process, say that it's just like this really easygoing thing. It does have the potential to be that. But if it's pitched as and I say pitched, but if it's shared as something like that, then you're really not sharing the full process. And it's when things are difficult is when we actually learn the most and get the most out of the opportunity itself. So think about that. Think about what that means to you. Think about where you feel with that. And I really encourage just being really authentic with the experience and really sharing it all and speaking honestly and learning how to communicate with each other. And yeah, sometimes we do have to help someone through their process, even if we have gone through it ourselves. And if that's something that you're not interested in, then maybe the circle is not for you. And that's okay. Because it shouldn't come from a place of like, oh, we need people. That's lack. It should be from a place of people who are ready to be there, to go through this process, and we're there to support them because we believe that we have the power to shift it. Thank you.